American Sign Language interpreters are one of the accommodations provided by the ADR department for students who use ASL to communicate. This short video is designed to provide information on working effectively and comfortably with interpreters who will be providing this service. First, a little background. Supporting student success, interpreters are in your classroom to interpret into American Sign Language what is being spoken in the classroom, and interpret what the student says into spoken English to give our deaf and hard of hearing students equal access to the same classroom experience as every other student. Supporting compliance, this accommodation has been approved through ADR, and the effective implementation of the accommodation is required for the college to be in compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act and Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. Now for the qualifications. First, interpreters are PIMA employees and professionals. They are our colleagues. PIMA interpreters are licensed by the state of Arizona, and most are nationally certified, many holding more than one certification. RID is the agency that tests interpreters for national certification. Interpreters need continuing education credits on an ongoing basis to maintain this certification. Interpreters are bound by the RID Code of Professional Conduct. Rendering communication faithfully is part of the code. You can feel confident that your lesson is being interpreted accurately and as you are presenting it. So what do interpreters do? Interpreters often spend quite a bit of time preparing for each class, learning about the concepts that will be presented and the associated vocabulary. Our interpreters are there to facilitate communication for everyone, whether between you and the student or between the student and other students. This may also include group work, discussions, debates, guest speakers, and class presentations. One of the goals of the interpreter is to blend in so well that you forget they are there. In many classes, interpreters will work in teams of two, switching off every 20 minutes or so. They switch off every 20 minutes to give their minds and their bodies a periodic replenishing rest so they can be focused and at their best all the time. So what do interpreters not do? Interpreters are not there to be assistants to the student, other than faithfully interpreting what is being said verbally. They are not there to provide instruction or provide tutoring. They will interpret class discussions for the student, but will not be an active participant. They are not there to caption videos or be a substitute for captioning. If you have videos that need captioning, please contact ADR for assistance. So how can you help? In order for the interpreters to have the best partnership with you and the student, speak at a regular pace. Speaking too fast or slow can make interpretation more difficult. When communicating with the deaf or hard of hearing student, direct your conversation to the student, not the interpreter, and expect the student to respond to you rather than the interpreter. The student will, however, need time to shift his or her attention as needed from the speaker to the interpreter. The best placement for the interpreter and the student in the room is the one where the lines of sight to the teacher, interpreter, and other students is unobstructed, and this placement may change many times during a lesson if the communication situations change. And keep in mind that when you use visual materials in a lesson, the student must be able to split their attention effectively between the interpreter and the material you are presenting. Try and be alert to this and leave the visual material in place long enough for the student to attend to both the material and the interpreter. And here are some other things to keep in mind. Be alert to possible time lag between the spoken word and the interpretation. During group discussion, the student will receive information slightly delayed in relation to the rest of the class. Look to the interpreter to assure he or she is completed interpreting questions presented to the entire class so that the deaf or hard of hearing student has an equal opportunity to respond. Share class goals and access to MyPIMA or D2L. One of the best ways a teacher can support the interpreter is to share teaching goals, concepts, and vocabulary. Interpreters can interpret better when they know what they are interpreting. They can plan ahead and think about how to represent concepts. They can look up vocabulary, words, and signs that might be new to them. Giving the interpreter access to MyPIMA or D2L sites is one way to very easily give them the materials that they need to be prepared. Please preview videos you plan to show in class with the captions on to ensure that the captions are accurate. YouTube's voice-to-text captioning software is rarely accurate. If you need anything captioned, please contact your campus ADR. The sooner you can give ADR a list of the videos to be captioned and the dates that they will be needed, the better. If you have questions about the interpreting team and their role in your class, they will be happy to answer them, either before or after the class. But during class, they are actively listening and interpreting for the student and should not be engaged in discussion about their role during that time or encouraged to participate as an individual in your class discussions. The interpreting team is a service of Access and Disability Resources and is supervised by the ADR Advanced Program Coordinator for Communications located at West Campus. If for any reason you'd like to contact the program coordinator, please call 206-6688. We look forward to working together for student success. Thanks for watching and for your interest in Equal Access for All.